Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Caitlin, and recently I filmed a video ranking my favourite K-dramas, and I decided that I would do the same with BL, because in my heart I am a BL girl like through and through. So I'm just going to go through, I think I've got like 8 of my favourite BLs, tell you what I love about them, maybe some of my favourite scenes, and convince you to watch them.
Calling Caitlin's Corner.
Okay, well, starting off with quite a recent BL for me. I watched it recently. It came out, I think, maybe last year, but it's The Perfect 10 Liners. This is a GMMTV show, and it basically just follows 3 couples throughout their, I think it's 3 years of college in Thailand. I'm not sure. The perfect 10 liners, which basically just means they're attractive. And it follows perfect 10 liners and their couples. Honestly, I really just like this because I love the friendship aspect of it. Like, yes, there's love, there's relationships, and all that stuff. And obviously the casting, perfection. We have forcebook, perthsanta, which was the first show that Perth and Santa went in together, and oh, those two, one of the best ships ever. Juniormark, and then we also have aouboom as the side couple, which aouboom is my favourite BL couple ever. They need their own leads, please. Yeah, it was just the friendship aspect of this drama I really loved. Like, we see their relationships bloom with everyone, but throughout the whole show they're all like still connected, even though we're like follow different storylines and like each episodes. They were still all present, and it made you feel like really connected to them, and it also made it feel like a real friendship group. It just made me feel happy. I don't know how to describe it. There wasn't like a specific thing in this drama that made me like, oh my god, this is my favourite thing ever. But the friendship aspect just, it made you feel like emotions towards them, and I feel like that's very hard for some dramas to do. So when you have a drama you like feel really connected to, it's great. So I really recommend that one. It's on GMMTV and you can watch it on YouTube. Now, speaking of friendships and BLs, my next one is Only Friends, and oh my god, is this a chaotic friendship. These people are basically anything but friends. Plot of Only Friends is there's a group of, I think there's 4 friends or 5 friends, and as a project for the university they open like a homestay hotel thing, and it basically just follows through all the messy shit that happens between this friendship group in the process of opening this place. Honestly, this drama is just a big chaotic mess of, the drama is drama, and in this one there's lies, there's betrayals, there's obsessions, there's just, it's a lot. I feel like it's one of those dramas that GMMTV doesn't do very often. I feel like that's why a lot of people really, really like this drama. It's because it wasn't something we've saw from GMMTV before. It was a lot more spicy than previous dramas from GMMTV, but it was actually really good. I loved the messiness of it. Like, it felt very, I feel like GMMTV does a good job of like their friendshipy BLs. They all feel very real because even though it was messy as fudge, I feel like when you're that age in university, everything's kind of messy. So again, it felt like you could connect to these characters, and everyone all had like some issue happening. So I do really recommend this one. Maybe not if you're in the same room as your parents though. Next on my list is actually a Korean BL called Love in the Big City. Initially, I know this drama, well, you can watch it as like a show or a movie. I think they have both out. But initially, this got a lot of backlash from the Korean public. I don't think they were very thrilled about like the content of it. Basically follows a young man throughout his journey, basically just through life, navigating social pressures, his love life, and like personal growth, all while being a gay man in Korea. It hits some very heavy topics, and it basically just goes through like his journey of finding himself and the love that he finds throughout, the different kinds of relationships he has. It's a very impactful one. It's also beautifully shot. It's one of like the most cinematic BL shows I've ever watched. The director did an amazing job, the writers did an amazing job, the actors did an amazing job. It's just one of those ones that like it leaves an impact on you, like you'll be thinking about it for a while. And I'm also really happy that the main actors didn't like let the way the public was reacting to it impact them. They were like very outspoken about the fact that it was a story that needed to be told, and I completely agree. So I think if you want to watch something like that, I would definitely recommend it. It's one of the best Korean BLs I think out there. Speaking of cinematic, next on my list is actually Top Form. I know a lot of people are very controversial about this because of the whole smartboom situation that's happening. I just want to talk about like the show in particular. It was something I wasn't expecting. I went into this show completely blind. I just saw it, like, what's it called, the cover of it, and I was like, sure, let's watch that one. It's about Jin and Akin. Akin is a very popular actor and Jin is an upcoming actor, and it basically follows the rivalry between the two of them, which doesn't stay as rivalries for very long, obviously. It shows like how the entertainment world can impact the people that are in it, and like the relationships they have and how they have to like hide it from the public. It wasn't what I was expecting, but cinematically, okay, this scene, the honey scene, you guys know what scene I'm talking about if you've watched it. What a wow scene. But the way it was shot, it was so cinematic that like it felt, also you're watching a show about people who make shows, if that makes sense. And I feel like it very cinematically captured like the essence of that moment. Obviously, content aside, like the things that were actually happening in that scene were very don't watch with your parents. But especially, I think it's called like the black honey cut. It was so like aesthetic. I don't know how to describe it, because obviously it's an NC scene, but it's the way it was shot. Like the directors really thought about it. You can like see that the directors thought about it, and I think it may be one of the like most aesthetic NC scenes I've ever saw. That sounds really weird to say. I feel like we need more like cinematic dramas, if that makes sense. I feel like a lot of dramas these days are very like, they're giving us sex because they think we want sex, but I really like you could feel the fuck. I really like that you can feel you can really feel the intimacy. Oh my god, you can really feel the intimacy between them. My god. I really like that you can feel the intimacy around them, and like they weren't just shown as a sex scene because they wanted to show as a sex scene. It was like very impactful to the storyline. So yes, I do really love this show. I don't really want to talk about like the scandals that's happening, not the scandal, like the rumours that are happening, and like the whole drama that's happening about Smart and Boom. If you do want a video on that, comment below, because I can do some research on that and give you the full lowdown. But the show was great. I recommend it. This is where we start getting into like a theme of BLs. And next three are very like heavy BLs or like emotional BLs. In fifth place we have Until We Meet Again. Wow, this was one of the first BLs I actually watched after Third Type, which we won't talk about because what the fuck was that show. But it was one of the first BLs that I watched. It was impactful from the opening scene. The opening scene, it was so emotionally charged and I had no idea what was happening, but it captured you, if that makes sense. Like it made you feel things even though you did not have a clue what these characters were or what was happening. It was just a very hooking scene, if that makes sense. So Until We Meet Again follows technically 2 couples but 3 couples. Corn and In Touch, gay men 30 years ago in a society that didn't really accept homosexuality. Kind of a secret. It was like a forbidden love. Obviously this is not a spoiler because it's the opening scene. Their relationship ends in tragedy. They both actually die or unalive themselves, and then 30 years later we have Farm and Dean, I'm pretty sure his name is, who are the reincarnation of those two. So they meet at university and Farm keeps getting like these flashbacks to his past life, and they all have to do with Dean. And then we also have a third couple, which is played by Boom and Perm, which is one that I love those two together so much. They're not really like that relevant to this. They have like their own spin-off show called Between Us. And Toy Meet Again follows Parm and Dean mostly. And it basically just shows us Red String Theory is thorough in this one. We basically just follow them throughout university, getting closer, remembering their past lives, remembering each other back then. Again, it's a very like emotional one, so maybe if you're not like into the emotions, you don't want to have a cry, maybe don't watch this one. But it was great. It was a very cinematic show. It's one of those I feel like you could watch over and over again and never get sick of it. Also, their first kiss scene, like Parm and Dean's first kiss scene, may be one of the best I've ever saw in BL history. So yes, really recommend this one. Maybe not if you're not into like the emotional dramas. Another emotional drama, my third top, is The Eighth Sense, which is another Korean BL. I don't have a lot of Korean BLs on here, but I do really enjoy them. I feel like they're just not very plot heavy. Jaehyun moves to Seoul, and he's basically struggling with like the very bustling life of Seoul because he came from a rural town, but he moved to Seoul for university. And then he meets Jaewon, who's just recently been discharged from the military, and they both find out they like surfing. They grow closer. One thing I really did like about this series is it showed depression really well. So in the show, Jaewon is struggling with depression after something tragic happened in his life. It shows he goes to therapy and everything through it, and I feel like it was a very accurate portrayal. A lot of people have like different opinions on this, but I feel like the way he was experiencing it felt really real, and it wasn't just like in there for the sake of it. It like moved the story along. It made us understand why he was doing things that he did. If you like to like relate to dramas like that, I would really recommend this one. It's also just beautifully shot. As you can see, I really like dramas that are like visually pleasing, and this was definitely one of them. It's also shot a lot by the beach because they are obviously surfers, and I love the beach. I want to move to the beach when I'm older. They also, the NC scenes, there's not very many of them in this show, but like so awkward and like quiet together that like you really feel like the intimacy without them having to like show it, if that makes sense. Like they're so well connected that you don't need them to be like kissing every 4 seconds. Highly recommend this one. It's really good. It shows mental health really well. If you like all that stuff, you should give it a go. Next we have one of my favourite couples, Jimmy and C, with The Last Twilight. Now, I love pretty much every series that these two have been in together, but The Last Twilight was so emotionally charged that it left like a lingering impression. When I finished this show, I thought about it for a while. The Last Twilight follows Dae, who is a partially blind badminton player, and Mock, who takes a job being his carer. At first, Dae just likes that Mock isn't pitying him. Like a lot of other carers he's had like pity him and like does things for him because they feel bad for him, but Mock is not like that. Mock is very like, he's there to do his job and that's it. He doesn't really care. Dae apparently likes that because who wouldn't? If I had a carer that looked like Jimmy, I maybe wouldn't care either. This drama, it's so, first of all, OSTs in this, perfection, and just the chemistry that Jimmy and C have works really well in a drama like this. It's very like, the chemistry is chemistry, if that makes sense. Like the tension that these two have is almost suffocating, the tension these two have on screen. The emotional like aspect, like the emotions behind the plot of this kind of show works really good for this couple. They portray these characters so well. I'm a very character based girl. If you watch my K-drama one, you know this. If you have a good plot but characters I don't like, and I'm not going to love it, but if you have great characters and a plot that's like not too heavy, I'll probably like it anyway. The characters in this one were really iconic. I loved them so much. I also really loved them in Vice Versa, but I would pick Last Twilight over Vice Versa. So if you're only going to watch one jimmysea BL, I would recommend Last Twilight. Just go and watch it because it's great. Then last but not least, my favourite BL so far, we have thamepo. And I feel like I might be a bit biased in this one, as it just says, when the casting's great, I really like the show. And William and East were the perfect casting for this show. First of all, William is an idol, so he knows what he's doing. If you don't know, thamepo follows Thame and Po, obviously. Thame as a leader of a boy group called Mars. I was going to say I don't remember their names, but they're called Mars. And Po is a video director who's tasked with filming Mars's last concert, but throughout he helps Thame get the group back together, because they don't want it to be their last concert, but there's a lot of things happening that make them having to split up, and Thame just doesn't want that. And throughout the process they obviously fall in love, because I'm a romance girly. I don't think they could have picked a better duo for this. Obviously, William has experience. He's in a boy group. You should check out the music if you haven't listened to it already. These two, they have such good chemistry on and off screen. Even outside the show, their chemistry is chemistry. Which means when it's on the actual show, you can see the tension through the screen. It's a lot like Jimmysea for me. I like when you can feel that the characters actually like each other. The plotline was great, the songs were great, obviously because they're a real boy group, they make great songs. Overall, this was just a really solid show, but there's not one particular reason it's solid. Overall, it was great. My favourite show so far. I would highly recommend watching it if you haven't already. I do have one honourable mention, because I really enjoyed this couple in the show, but the overall show was not my favourite, and that's a Moonlight Chicken. The main couple in this, I think, is Earthmix, I'm pretty sure. And I didn't really care for their storyline, to be quite honest with you. But the side couple, Geminifourth, first of all, I just love Geminifourth in general, but in this role, Gemini is playing a deaf character, and Fourth is learning sign language to be able to talk to him, and they're really pure. I love first love type dramas like that. I said this in my K-drama video too, but people experiencing their first loves are some of my favourite things to watch. And I feel like that's what that was. It was very innocent and pure. It was again emotional, because obviously he's deaf. I did want to add that one in, but I didn't love the main storyline. I just really liked their storyline. And finally, just some dramas that I'm watching 2 BLs right now. Well, I'm watching more than that, but 2 notable BLs. I'm currently watching My Magic Prophecy, which again, jimmysea. Actually, I'm really liking it. I don't love the plot line, but again, Jimmysea's and I'm BL, I'm going to watch it. It's good, it's cute, it's meh, but Jimmysea are there, so I am sad. And then we have ABO Desire, and this is one I wanted to talk about, because even though I'm not finished it yet, I wanted your guys' opinion on it. I don't know a lot about the Omegaverse, first of all, so I did have to do a little bit of reading into the Omegaverse to understand this show at all. I don't know how I feel about it so far. I think I'm on episode 9 or something right now, but I wanted your guys' opinions on this one. People who know the Omegaverse, is this right? Does this drama actually depict it? Maybe I just don't understand it enough to really get it, but every single episode I watched, I leave with more questions than I had gone in. And that's it for this video. Let me know any other dramas. Let me know your favourite BLs in the comments below, or any new BLs coming out that you think I should watch based on this list. See you in the next video. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you can notified every single time I upload, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Good night, baby.
I love you.